Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mario Kart Central stream. Today, we will be streaming or casting a Amplify match. It will be in the Premier Bracket, the losers round 1 between Aurora and Melee Y. The gameplay you will be seeing today will be from LSR on Melee Y, one of the leaders. And both of these teams are very close in skill, in my opinion. They're both in Division 3. They're both 3-3. MY did take the head-to-head in MKU by 32 points, so we'll see what happens here, but this should be a really good and exciting close war. So as you go over for the lineups here for the hosting team, actually, I'm not sure who the hosting team is, but we'll just start with Melee Y. 1 second. All right. All right, so we'll go through the lineups. So we'll start with Melee Y. We have Ace T-Man, known as the best Shy Guy player in the world. We have Hayashi, LSR, Miki, NVGS, and Reno. And then on Aurora's side, we will have Darky, Fufu, Nico, Shigai, Squids, and Themo. I think the people mainly to watch out for is for Melee Y would be Ace T-Man for sure. Miki's also really improved over the last bit of the while. The game has proven to be a really big threat. And they're pulling out Hayashi, from Australia, so doesn't get to play that often due to the time zones. He's a really good player, so I'm excited to see how that goes down. And then, oh, he's a different Japanese player. It's not Hayashi. Well, I'm shit. But again, that's still hype. That's still hype because Japanese people don't get to play very often MKU matches either due to time zones. I didn't even think about that. My bad. Thanks for the clarification. On the Aurora side, we got Dark. I'd say Darky is also improved a lot recently in the game. So Darky's definitely someone to look out for. Squids, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated players currently in the game. So I'm looking to see a big performance from him today. And then Fufu's also been formerly on Princess Monarchy. He's also been doing pretty big work for AU. So we'll see how this goes. Seems like there are 11 people in the room. So we are waiting one less in the room. So if we go on the brackets for Amplify, you'll notice that we have in the winners semis, right? The winners semis, Blizzard will be playing JBZZ right now. Arcadia and WF has been postponed until tomorrow. The winner of this match in losers round 2 will be facing Dejulo, who is the second team of JBZZ for those who don't know, as I believe they got a free win over Sparta, if I read the chat correctly. So that will be a very hard match for whoever wins here, which should be a good one as well. So, yeah, your boy's going solo here, so give me some slack here because I'm struggling. But yeah, so we're just still waiting on the last kid to join the room. It's always the last person. But yeah, if you have any tournaments or if you want to get into the MKAD competitive scene, check out MarioKartCentral.com. You can sign up for individual or team-based tournaments. It has pretty much everything, 200cc, 150, team, solo. Battle stuff will happen as well. So it's definitely a good place to check out. There's also the Discord on the main site as well, which I believe can be given out pretty easily too. Looks like we're finally starting now. So MY is picking Retro Mario Circuit, which leads me to think that AU was probably host and probably has pretty good spots as they're going Sunshine Airport. So MY is looking to break up those top spots here. As Retro Mario Circuit's more of a catch-up track. For those who don't know, bagging is when you stay back for more powerful items like triple mushrooms, stars, bullets, and stuff like that, and then try to catch up near the end, and you can chain them for other good items, and it really works well on tracks that have a lot of off-road to skip, which Retro Mario Circuit does here. So at the start here, you'll probably see at least a couple people on each team stay back and try to get better items. So it's probably likely you're going to see a Shotgun play this race as well. So yeah, so you can see a couple of people drop back. LSR is going to opt to try to run this for his team. So we do see AU with the tags. We can see right now AU has most of the top spots, which should be expected as they started in the top spots in the room. LSR is going to hold on to this red, just wait for things to lighten up a little. He actually does take a red himself. That's a pretty rough red to take. Didn't really have any time to react to that one. I'm just going to get rid of this, I assume. No, he is not. Okay, he's gonna go to try to hit Nico. He does get the hit on Nico. So we have AU as bottom 2 right now with Nico and Squids. LSR staying back here as well to make sure that he can either try to get the shock, or if he doesn't get it, if the other team gets it, he can let his teammates know that the other team has it, because knowing that knowledge is extremely valuable as well. So I do believe AU still has a couple of the top spots. LSR here, he pulls the triple shrooms and the golden. The golden's kind of an unfortunate pull here because he won't be able to chain 2 items at the next set. So I'm assuming he's going to burn through that here. The DK is getting blued in first place, which I believe was on AU. So now we see Ace T-Man take the lead for MY, which is good news for MY. LSR is going to opt a bill here. Hopefully he's going to pull a star or a golden so we can take the mushroom cuts at the end and cut all the last parts and try to salvage a good spot. This looks like what he's going to be going to do. Yeah, the bill drops him off in pretty much the perfect location as well. And he will get the triple shrooms too, so it's looking it's looking like a good race for MY. That's Miki. I think that's a top 4. I think that's a top 4 for MY actually, because I believe that's Miki's me up there too with Ace T-Man. Yeah, so MY is going to start with the top 4, which is definitely the way you want to start a war. They picked RMC for the catch-up. They got the catch-up. They played it perfectly. And they've already jumped up to a 30-point lead here, so that's definitely a strong start for MY. AU's probably going to try to do a similar thing now. Probably pick Dry Desert or Cheeseland or something, or Yoshi's Circuit or something of the sorts, and try to do exactly what MY just did to them there. So, or they can go Big Brain Plains. That's so hype. Just Donut Plains 3 for those who don't know. Sorry, that pick just made me very happy. So Ace T-Man's repping the crown for now. MY's going for the Wario Stadium pick, which is one of the more common, safer front-running tracks, especially when you have like top 4. There's a chance you might get one of your people might get cheesed by a spammed item at the start, but if you have top 4, you should be able to at least at the very worst case scenario, have 2 people be able to break away, which is still very powerful. Top 2 pretty much wins a race unless you get like pretty much bottom 4. Or 4 people at the very close to the bottom 4. So that's what they're going to be looking to do here. So we'll see how LSR manages the first set. What item he pulls could have a big impact. He doesn't actually end up pulling an item at all, but it doesn't seem like anyone had the L spam trigger fingers here, or at least didn't have the items to do it with. So the pack's pretty clear, and MY is going to hold their top spots for now, which is can be pretty difficult to break up on this track. So AU is going to have a lot of work ahead of them. Seems like someone got hit at the tech too. LSR does miss the tech a little and falls back, but we do see there's a lot more AU members back here, so MY's definitely got the start they look for. LSR is probably going to see if he can pull an item to hold these guys back, I would assume, but he's most likely going to pull mushrooms, which he does, so he's just going to opt for the shortcut and try again next set. There is a fireball coming up on the left. Squids also has a fireball as well, I believe that is. So we'll see if he's able to try to get the MY back here, but it seems like all the AU are around him, so he's probably going to opt to hold on to it. I think it got booed. So LSR does take a hit here, so now he's back at the back again. We do see there's a few AU back here. We actually do have a couple MY back here now, so it looks Miki and Ace T-Man, as expected. They got out the first turn. They're kind of breaking away in top 2, so MY is holding that down pretty well. LSR is probably going to see if he can try to pull a shock or the blue shell to hold for his teammates or something of the sorts here, or he can pull the Dax combo and get both, who knows. He does get the bullet bill, so he's just probably going to use it through the cut. You just kind of want to cycle this at this point if you're in his position, just so you can get more items. So we do have 3 other AU back here, so MY is definitely holding their spots. It's looking good for them again. That piranha plant was pretty scary, but he gets out of it alive. That might actually be AU in bottom 4 right now. We'll get a better close up here when these people shroom up. Nope, looks like we won't get to see in the mirrors, but I do believe AU's bottom 3 right now. We got the one guy in the boo who's going to try coming up. LSR does get redded in the cut, so that's going to bring him last, but AU's still going to get like 8, 9, 10, 11 around that, so it's definitely another great race for MY. Yeah, they do cash out the top 3 again. Miki and Ace splitting the victories in the second places for that double crown height. MY has taken a 50-point lead after 2 races. Honestly, I'm going to say I did not expect it to be that much of a difference after 2 races. We'll see if AU can try to bring it back here, make this a little more exciting, because right now it definitely looks like MY has all the momentum going for them. And they will be going near Bowser City too, which I think is also a good pick, especially with having a lightweight at the top there too. Ace T-Man will be able to break away pretty easily on that track, and they can hold down their top spots if it goes well. Electrodrome is usually picked when the other team has a couple top spots near all the middle spots, because usually try to draft or pull mushrooms and save mushrooms for the shortcut and then overtake first that way is usually the game plan for there. So we'll see what the game will choose for us here. Looks like it's going to be Electrodrome. So AU will get their track pick here. They can try to capitalize on this, get themselves back in the game. It's I know it's early in the war, but you can't really let a team break away that much, even if it is early. It's really hard to come back after that. So AU, I think, really needs a winning race here at the very least. Even if it's only by like 4 or 6 points, they can't let MY get carried away here. So we'll see what LSR does not get a box the first set. It's not the end of the world. You always like to have items, but there, it's not the end of the world. Ace T-Man does go wide to get the coins. A few of them actually went wide to get the coins. I guess that wasn't communicated as much. So people might ask why you bother going for coins. You're losing spots by taking the coins. The coins, when you get a coins, it raises your overall base speed, and having 10 coins is honestly extremely faster than 0 coins. That it's worth it, and it's worth it to make sure you have high coins, especially if you have other teammates at the front too. Like, you can drop back and get them while still holding some top spots. So working around coins is very important for those who wonder why lots of people go wide for coins at times. But having coins definitely is one of the most underrated parts of this game, and you can work around it. Also makes your catch-up items like shrooms and stars and bullets all them that much better as well, so you can't really go wrong. So we do see AU in 7-8, LSR's in 9th. I believe there's a couple MYs behind him as well. That AU actually might have been that, the British person might have been AU, but LSR is going to opt to chain his star here, try to pull either another star. No, he's going to hold it just in case and make sure he can take the shortcut. I'm actually not against that decision. Boos are pretty killer on this track, so you got to play it safe sometimes. The blue shell does come out, it does connect. And we do see that DK's hair curl in first, so I believe that is Heya in first. He does get hit out now, so that's safe to assume that that would be AU in first. Now with the Roy. LSR's got a shroom here, which is pretty nice. Let's see if he can pull more shrooms would be really ideal. He does get another shroom, so that's pretty good. He can shroom once at least, unless he wants to do what he did last lap and secure he can take the cut, which is a good idea too. Yeah, he is going to opt for that. No one wants to get lap 3 booed in the shortcut on Electrodrome. He does take the red, which is also good that he saved the shroom, so he is still able to take the cut. It wasn't the best cut, but it happens to the best of us. So I believe, yeah, AU does get a winning race. They get 1-3-4, which is definitely kind of the race they needed to get. So they did get a lot of bottom spots though, so they actually did only win that race by 2, which is less than it looked like on paper. So MY still leads by 48, but now AU has a couple of the top spots, so they're going to try to pick tracks they can keep those top spots on. MY is going to opt for Twisted Mansion, as it's very easy to pull single shrooms first set when you're higher middle spots, and then you can take the shortcut at the very start. So they're going to try to optimize that, so AU's top 4 kind of can't take the AU's people in top 4 can't really take the cut. They're 5, 6, 7, 8ish will be able to take the cut and overtake the spots. AU's going to go Ute City, which is a track you don't see too often, but it has really big running potential, especially with the NISC, which is the NISC is a no item shortcut. You can save a lot of time at the end there if you can hop over that gap without using a mushroom. You can keep your top spots very easily if you don't want to save your mushrooms or hold them all race or be far back enough to pull them. So we will get the MY track pick on Twisted Mansion. So what they're going to look for here is to their Roys and the White Me and people like that to pull single mushrooms and take the shortcut at the first turn and overtake AU's top spots. So not getting a box is pretty detrimental here first set, but it's not the end of the world. If he can at least pad his coin count, that will help in the long run, which looks like what he's going to do. He's going to go around to get coins, which I think is a really good idea rather than taking the shortcut there, because you're going to be at the back regardless. You may as well be rich. So we just pull another shroom here. We had Ace T-Man and last, the Shy Guy there. So MY does have a couple of the bottom spots. I believe that DK in first is still Darky and not Heya. So I believe AU still is holding a couple top spots here, but I could be wrong on that. So LSR does have the triple shrooms now. He's gonna go for the draft, which is getting a box there would have been really nice, but the draft was still a solid thing to get. Yeah, so that is Darky in first, as we see Heya in about third place here. So I believe AU does have top 2 right now. They're trying to hold that onto it. Yeah, with Fufu in second. Guy here is having a little bump battle with LSR here too. Reno does get a boomerang and he does connect on Fufu, so MY does take 2-3. He's gonna try to connect. Guy comes out with fireballs though, and it's like, nah, bro, like we're not losing this that easily. So LSR does opt for the shroom and into the bananas into the green. That's a little of a risky play. Like you should be safe, but Mario Kart AD that could be seen as a risky play, especially with it being on a French person. But he does make the connection without getting leg trailed through his bananas. That ended up with a really positive result for MY. We see people. We do see a DK get piped there. That might have been Darky actually. If that is, then MY might have had potential to flip this race. I do believe AU though is still the Morton. I believe they're still in first place, but MY is definitely starting to come up here. It's you see Squids back there as well with the me. So MY definitely has a lot of middle spots. LSR is probably going to back these, take the shortcut, and we will see what happens. But I believe MY got like 3, 4, 5, 6 at the very least, or something of the sorts, or 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so that wasn't as good as I thought, but definitely a salvageable race. For AU having all the top spots pretty much. They only lost the race by 4 there, so they still have, after the first GP, they still have a 44-point lead. If you go into any war and are told that you'd have a 44-point lead after the first GP, you would probably take that. So it's definitely still in MY's hands for sure. The races were really small wins too, so the momentum's kind of stabilized now. No one really has it right now, so we'll look to see who can take it in the second half. AU is going to still pick Mute City, as I believe that it's a specialty track for them. I believe a lot of them can do the NISC, and it's a track not many people play, so you can break away on it if you know how to do it. MY is going to go for Dolphin Shoals, which again, it works kind of like Twisted Mansion in a way, where you want it when you have mid spots behind a couple of the top spots. You can get draft up, pull mushrooms, maybe sneak in the coins there if you're lucky. Although I did see an interesting strat earlier on stream today from a JBZZ member, where they would pick Dolphin Shoals when they were all top spots and then all switch to the Streetle, knowing the other team would pick a catch-up track. So you'd either get the catch-up track where your vehicle doesn't matter that much, or a track where your vehicle helps a lot and you can still draft each other. So I thought that was very interesting and definitely a strategy you might be seeing more of in the future. So we'll be starting out with Dolphin Shoals here. What LSR is going to do, he's probably going to try to get a draft if he can manage to pull one off. Looks like he will. He'll get up. He will pull the mushroom, so that's pretty good. Not too sure who took the coins there, but I'm shocked that no one in like the top half of the room took those coins there. That actually surprises me. LSR he literally got piped, but he saved himself there, so that was pretty good on him, because falling off there, your race is pretty much over. You got to rely on pulling a bullet bill, or you just go for the shock at that point. So that was a nice save. Hey, I will be running Nico, and Guy taking hits as well, so AU is a couple of the bottom spots. Now we see Miki there in first place. He's going to go for the run here. Darky is in second as that DK, so Miki definitely has at least some pressure on him from Darky. Until that bomb just connected in first place. I'm not sure if that was a bomb snipe or Miki had the bomb in first, but either way, he's got a huge lead now, and he's looking pretty good for him. It doesn't seem like there would be a shock in play yet. Everyone's still relatively close. Actually, I haven't had a shock this whole war now that I realized it. Oh, LSR gets the eel glitch, which is not something you want to do, but happens to everyone as well. It actually didn't end up as bad as I've seen it, and my stream kind of froze a bit there, so hopefully I'm not too far behind right now. But if I am, I apologize in advance. So LSR does get the double. He'll pull the golden on the bill. The bill is really good on this track. I would assume he would want to use his golden so he can use his bill over the gap, which looks like what he's going to do. He's probably going to use it right when his golden runs out, I would assume. close to it. Unless somebody does have shock, he might hold on to it. Which he does hold on to it. No, okay, he uses it now. I was gonna say, I was thinking someone would maybe have the shock if he held on to it that long, but I don't think they do. He does get the triple shrooms pull, which is really nice there. So we do. MY does have top 3 right now. I believe he's getting redded though. Yeah, LSR is getting redded, so AU will come up, which seems like pretty much everything after top 2, from what we got a glimpse there. With this Bill is doing work though, whoever that was. I believe that was Hey. So MY will get top 2. Yeah, they get top 2, 6. That's not too bad. It's a pretty even race. Actually, it was exactly an even race. There was no point swing there. So MY will keep their 44-point lead after 5 races. All right, I will do. And we're getting Amazon Prime video ads with the guy in a pig mask with the flamethrower. Oh, the purge. Okay, it makes sense. All right. Are you guys at the countdown right now on your end, or just? Okay, I'm a little ahead of you now. Okay, that's good then. Okay. All right, so we'll be getting Gold Mine, which is a pick by AU. This is a track that I've seen been experimented on a little more recently. I personally don't know exactly what spots are good for it, but it is a pretty intriguing track, and I know we've my team's picked it a couple times as well. It definitely has potential. Not quite sure how it works yet, but like it's an interesting track, so I'd like to see how this works out here. So we do see a combo swap to a Mach 8 by the Morton there, which is interesting to see. You don't see that vehicle too often. And this is just a draft city right here. Everyone's just scared of that banana. It ends up being tossed away. No one has to worry about it. MY does have... Miki does seem to pass Themo there, so I believe MY is in first right now. No, Themo took it back, and he just got bomb destroyed, so Miki is now going to try to break away again. So he's done successfully for a few races in this war. LSR does get connected by a green shell. Unfortunately, it looked like the double was probably going to be gone, but it wasn't, so we ended up getting the single. That's not the end of the world, but... So Miki is still first. I believe that's an Ace T-Man sighting up there as well. And we got one of the 2 DKs up there. Not sure which one it is right now, but MY is definitely looking like they're holding down the fort again this race. LSR is now up in 4th, so it is Darky. Okay, so MY does have top 2 right now. AU's 3-4. 3-4-5 actually. Demo opts to get rid of those greens. I'm not sure that was the best decision, but we're going to see the Shroom Horn here, which does connect on him. It's a very good strat to hold a triple item or horn or sorts in your pocket, and then you can just shroom up and just destroy someone, and they literally can't do anything about it unless they lag. So it's a pretty good strategy. Triple greens. Oh, got the triple reds here. He does break 2. All 3 get broken. That was really clutch actually. And then the guy with the triple reds ended up getting redded, so that was definitely not a good trade for AU there. So I believe that Miki's still first. I believe Darky is in second. Yeah. So AU is 2-3 right now. It seems like Miki's looking pretty safe right now though, unless they pull some red shell cheese or there's a blue shell. But AU's definitely going to need to get that first position somehow. We might go for another Shroom Horn. Yeah, LSR does get connect on the Shroom Horn again. So it is. Ooh, Miki does get taken out. So Darky is going to try to save the race for AU. MY was also holding the blue shell, it looks like, so that's unfortunate that they lost the top spot at the very end. The guy was kind of just forced to hold that all race, which is unfortunate for VGS there. But MY does still get 2-5, so it's still a comfortable win for them despite having bottom 2. So, yeah, actually they only won that by 2. That's still a winning race though. So MY is up 46 at halftime. Again, besides those first 2 races, this war has pretty much been a stalemate, so there's still plenty of time left. You could get a couple of big races just like MY did. MY could get a couple and then just completely blow open the war, so we'll see what happens here. But this war is definitely far from over. It doesn't really seem like anyone has the momentum right now, and momentum in this game can be a killer, especially if you can chain your good track picks on it as well. So MY will be going for Sweet Sweet Canyon, which is pretty Not really much to say about Sweet Sweet, to be honest. It's kind of just a track. It works for kind of any spots. There's a shortcut at the end, nothing too special about it. It's pretty safe. TikTok Clock is going by AU, which is interesting track in my opinion, especially with the handle at the end, whether your team can take the handle shortcut or work around the leg on the last turn there can be game changing as well. That shortcut's definitely the leggiest turn in the entire game, in my opinion. So how you manage around that can also be really good, but this is definitely a track you can group run on pretty easily if you play your cards right. So that's probably what AU's hoping to do here. Although it is kind of risky because MY is 2 to 5. Maybe they're hoping they'll bump each other off if they all go for the handle or something. Could also be a factor, but which there is some bump, which actually LSR does get bumped off on the handle by his teammates. So strategy may, if that was part of their plan, it may have worked a little there. But we do see Ace Teamman has taken over the first position here, who's pretty hard to get out of there once he gets there. So that's good for MY to have him there. LSR is in the back with just shrooms. He's just going to try padding his coin count here. See if he can pull any good items for his team. He's got double single shrooms, which is pretty buns, but sometimes you just have to hold the L. Fufu's going to just try to hold him back here even more. The green he does connect on him. So AU is that Darky did get hit out, so it's like I'd like to believe that the top spots is mostly consisted of MY right now, since they were 2 to 5 at the start of the race, and Darky's now back here. Let's start just pull the bill. So I did see an interesting bill strat on a Japanese tweet when they used it, going downhill after the first straightaway, the first handle shortcut, and it brought them all the way to this set pretty much. Just not sure if that's a canon thing, but that was pretty. It was a pretty long, looked like a pretty long bill. Might be something to look into. So now he does it a star on the shroom. We're just gonna play it at the back here. We do see quite a few AU back here, especially if we can get both DKs are back here. Yeah, so that's definitely quite a lot of AU back here. We do see Ace Teamman and Miki in top 2. It seems like they've been top 2 the whole war, doing work there. So definitely very reliable this war. But this is definitely this is looking like a pretty solid race for MY here. We do see some fireballs on the left. LSR is able to avoid them. He will. Oh, he does miss the double, which is unfortunate there. It looks like MY was holding the blue, so I believe that's Hey as the DK and last there. And yeah, so I believe that's another pretty solid race for MY. Yeah, they got top 2, 4, 6. So MY's looking to track pick didn't work out too much. I guess Darky died too early, and then MY was able to run. So it kind of had the counter effect of what they were hoping for there. So MY's taken, gonna try to blow open though. They have a chance here that they could blow open the war if they get a big race here. So they're up 64 now after 7 races. Catching up like 60 points in a GP is pretty tough, so if MY can get another good race here, that will most likely be the nail in the coffin. Now MY's going Mute City too. I'm not. I like it. I'm not sure if that's like BM or you're like, bro, like I just want to challenge you on your track and show that we're just that much better. I kind of like it, but it seems like the rest of his team will opt for the Neo Bowser City, which I guess is probably the game plan. But I kind of like the message with that Mute City pick by LSR there, and it will actually land on him. So we'll see what happens here. So MY will have top spots. I'm guessing they'll probably go on the pad their coin counts early on the first turn. We'll see if they can do the Nisks, because the Nisk's pretty important when you're starting top spots, because you most likely won't have mushrooms by the time you get there if you keep your top spots. So watching the shortcut will be something to definitely do on the mini map if we don't get front view by LSR here once we get there. So it is packed to get his 10 coins early on, which is definitely something you want to do. This, especially with how weird it is getting coins on this track, you have to go on the boost panel, the power-up panels from the Zero games, or pick up money people drop. Really the only way. They're not just lying on the track like the other tracks in the game. So LSR is going to need space here on Team Man. He's a little close, kind of worrying. But yeah, and he does get trailed in the shortcut there. The spacing wasn't the best there, but it's unfortunate, but I believe MY still looking pretty good. Actually, that is Squids who's taken over first place. I believe, looking at the mini map there, the hair on the me. So AU has taken at least the first position, and we do see MY in bottom 2 here. So this may actually work out for AU. So far it's looking like, we do see Themo back here though, so there is some AU presence back here as well. We now have a DK up there too. Not sure which DK it is, but hopefully we can find that out sooner than later. So LSR will be doing the shortcut here. He actually does, even though he had a star, he went for the Nisk and got it. So that was pretty hype. He's gonna hold this star here. Now Squids is way back here, so MY might have flipped the script again. You do see that one DK is breaking away pretty hard right now. LSR's been holding on the star for a while. I don't think there's a shotgun play, but see what happens. Yeah, he's gonna use it here. He doesn't get a chain, which is unfortunate, but he does still have his. Does not have his 2 shrooms anymore, so he's gonna have to rely on his Nisk again, like he did lap 2. Otherwise, this is gonna be a very terrible ending for him. And he does get it, so that's good for him. He's gonna secure a top spot. And we do see Rain and Bananas at the line, but they don't connect. I believe that might be a pretty even race. Yeah, NVGS was able to get the W there for his team. Yeah, MY won that race by 2, so they are up 66, I believe, going into the last GP. So it's definitely going to be very hard for AU to come back, but it just takes one good race and you can completely flip the momentum, but they need that race now is when they need that race. So MY is going to go DK jungle. They're going to try to let NVGS run away and then have their middle spots take out the 2-3 of AU, which is a pretty, this track's pretty common to be picked in that situation. Whereas AU is going to go for Sunshine Airport. We saw them pick that at the start of the war, so they probably have a lot of confidence there, so they thought they may as well bring that out here and try to take out first place. It looks like we are going to get DK jungle. Ace Team Man gets the track pick for his team. The individual, yeah, the individuals are looking all right. The point spread. All right, Miki with 84 after 8 races is actually really strong. He could potentially drop some massive points here if he ends up on a good last GP as well. So we're going to see if NVGS can keep his first place the team trusted him with in this track pick. He does seem to got pushed a bit. LSR does get pushed a bit as well, but I believe NVGS is still up there. Darky does get hit with the banana. Heya just went in and hit 2 people. At least one of them was AU. Whether both were, I'm not too sure. So LSR just get the triple bananas. He's just going to have this as protection for now. Get a sense of the situation around him. We do see one of the DKs getting taken out there. We see 2 people getting taken out there. That was Nico. So AU does have 3-4 at the very least. First place just got hit out. So we had a swap in leadership, and it was Fufu got hit out. So that makes me believe MY is first with Heya, and then AU's 2-4. LSR is going to try to get a banana snipe here. Doesn't connect, unfortunately. There is a horn. You might want to space a little there. Yeah, he does space himself away from the horn for now. Something happened to Heya back before the ramp, but he's going to force him to use his horn. He doesn't use the horn, so he gets hit by the red, which is interesting. I guess he just didn't react fast enough to there. So MY is now 2-3-4. Again, with Fufu trying to hold the fort for AU. It's pretty much, he pretty much has to at this point. So good luck to him for that. He's got a lot of pressure behind him right now. LSR does have a boomerang in pocket, which can be very game-changing if AU starts coming up. He can just flip that out randomly and catch some people off guard, but it's looking like a pretty comfy 2-3-4 right now for MY. Fufu does get the bomb in first and connects on 2 people, but MY is still everything after him, so still a good play, but he just needs support of his teammates up here, who does not seem to be any of that right now. It's only a matter of time until MY can throw reds from multiple people and take him out. He does get another bomb in first. You can see on the mini map, this guy's going ham with those bombs in first, but his team is still nowhere to be seen other than him, which is unfortunate because he's doing work right now. But Fufu will get the dub. Someone was holding the blue, so that guy has a perfectly valid excuse. So Shiga is going to build up at the end to take fourth at the very least. But yeah, Fufu definitely held the fort there. Got a couple of cheese bombs in first, but it happens. Like, you got to use them right if you get them. He used them right, but his team didn't seem to be up there at all, so they do still drop the race by 8, which makes MY leading by 74 after 9 races. So it's looking pretty glim right now. I've seen it happen, not very often. So, but if you're a fan for AU, I'd say give it one more race before you completely lose hope. A plus 20 or plus 30 race right here could still put you in winning potential. But this is pretty much the actual last straw for them here, as they're going to go Sunshine Airport again. They believe in themselves there, so they want the pick. MY is going to play it safe with Sweet Canyon. It's a track where you don't really. It's kind of hard to get a huge race there, I find. So it's a pretty good pick for them because they don't need to like win races by a lot. They just need to keep races close to secure their win. So I like that pick by them, and they are going to get it as well. I'm going to try to at least keep this race close at the very worst. So it's looking like, right now it's looking like MY is going to have a ticket to have a date with Jujulo. But there's still 3 races to be played, so you still got to finish out strong. We'll see what happens here at the first set. LSR will go a little wide to make sure he gets a box. He does pull a banana for some protection, gets the wide coins. I'd really like getting the wide coins there. For being where he was, he shouldn't have been able to get those, so that was a nice pickup. He will sneak in a draft as well. Wasn't able to get a double there, but that happens. And he does sneak in another draft too. He pulls a fireball, which is a pretty good item. It can flip the table pretty easily. You use it right. He goes for like the nose, that hit was unfortunate. When people are that close to you and you hit them, a lot of the times it doesn't actually hit them, unfortunately. We see NVGS with the fireball as well. His ran out though. There's another thing with fireballs that I noticed. At least you could do this in 8U. I'm not sure about here, but if you're on the cannon up here and towards the end of the cannon, if you backfire like right now, it can actually land on the ping path and hit people in like the top spots if they're there. Just something to consider. I'm not sure if that happens in 8D, but you could do that in 8U. I don't think I've ever seen it successfully pulled off though, but that would be like an epic montage moment right there. So we do have the Shrooms here. He's going to opt to save them for the cut. Nico is going to go for the stop red there just to hold them back. I like that play a lot. We do have Squids in first, so AU's at least first, but Ace T-Man's hot on his trail in second. And we do see NVGS connect the horn on Darky there. So we do see MY with second and a lot of mid spots, it seems like, which is definitely a more than okay race for them. Red skips like 18 people and hits Themo, which is unfortunate for him. Unless I'm just blind and VGS threw that, but it looked like it came around. So LSR is pretty much going to be in a dodge the rest of this race, so if a shock does come, he's going to benefit hugely from it. Yeah, just chain the star there. He does connect on Fufu with the star there. Nico does get hit on the last turn. Squids is just going to keep his first place, but MY looks like they managed 2-3 at the very least, which is exactly what they needed to do here. They actually do get 2-5, so they get another comfy win here. They're at 90 now with 2 races left, which means this war is officially over, bar any penalties occurring. So if they give a congratulations to MY for holding out the win here. They will have a date with Dejulo very soon, which will be a very tough match. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. As people don't know, Dejulo is in Division 1 right now, and they're currently 4-2 with a bonus point. They're actually tied in points with the leaders of Division 1, which is actually their first team. So that'll be a very hard match for MY for sure, but it'd be interesting to see how they can fare up against Dejulo. So we're going to see a couple of races left. Probably not going to be too much action here as the war is already won, but we'll see what happens. AU's still going to go for Sunshine Airport. I hope they get it. They've been picking it half the war. It's never picked it. Whereas MY is kind of given more of a trail mix now. Mainly Hyrule, but throwing in a bit of NBC and Sherbetland there. So LSR will get the track pick. It will be Hyrule Circuit. Miki is still Not quite breaking 100 yet, but he could still drop a 120 if he gets first and second or first and first, which is pretty respectable, especially against a. I like to think I don't like saying the word rivals because rivals implies like the teams don't like each other, but I do feel like these teams overall are pretty close in skill level and have been in the same division. So I do feel like there's got to at least be some kind of rivalry here, more maybe even if it's a friendly one. But LSR will go for the rupees. The Wario kind of pushes him wide a bit there. He was also going for them. There's a lot of drafts happening here. LSR does manage to get himself back in first. He's gonna leave the double box for his teammates to take. And that is my phone popping off right now, so apologies for that. Paper Mario OP. The boomerang is coming up. It is managed to dodge it. Ace T-Man gives him a little Shy Guy push, being like, yo bro, lightweights can push people too, you know? We just push him out a bit. Not sure what that back red was all about, but I won't question it. It didn't kill anyone, but you usually don't see people back reds with their teammates behind them, but alright. So Demo's in second. LSR is probably going to give him some space and then pull out the red on him and just juke him right here. Or NVGS could just do the honors himself. So MY is top 3 right now. That's Miki behind LSR and the white me there. Yeah, so the shortcut's done fine. No one got piped there. So MY is looking like a comfy top 3 right now. Squids is 4th. See if he can do any damage to break this up, but it's looking pretty glim. I don't think there's a shock in play either. The pack's pretty close. No one's really fallen behind, so I don't think we're going to have to worry about that happening here. Yeah, so MY's LSR's fireballs too, which he's probably going to back on the straightaway after the path split a bit here as well. Catch him off guard at the bottom of the staircase. Something happened to NVGS, so he's now back there, so he's got to be careful. Someone else has fireballs as well. He does pull up the triple green, so he might try to get squids here on the last turn, slow down a bit, but he doesn't. He actually ends up going in the grass, but he keeps his 3rd place, so nothing lost there. So that'll be at least a top 3 for MY. Almost a top 6, but Squids was able to break that up. So MI has officially broken this war open. They're up 124 now. Honestly, I was thinking MY had the advantage here to win this war, but I didn't think it was going to be a blowout. So good on them for managing that. And they're going to try to end up on Music Park at Rookie. Pretty hype track. We'll see if, yeah, AU's looking pretty defeated right now with spreading out the track picks. We'll see if the theory's put to test. The theory is when there's only one baby parked pick in a 12-man room, it will land on it 80% of the time. So we'll see if that happens here. Otherwise, they're opting for catch-up tracks, which you'd expect. And I'm going to get exposed by the theory live. I like it. Okay. And we will get Cheeseland. So we'll see if anything interesting can happen here. Sometimes Cheeseland can provide some funny moments, so maybe we'll get one of those to end off the war. And so yeah, you're all very cool individuals watching the stream. I'm killing time, so I'm just going to compliment you because you're all legends. And now that we started, so we'll see what happens here. Only one person is actually, seems like they're bagging hard, which is interesting. I guess, yeah, I don't know. You usually see a lot more people at the back on Cheeseland here. But we'll see what happens. Weirder things have happened. So, MY does have top 2 right now. LSR does pull the double reds in second, which is pretty nice to have. We do see Ace T-Man in 3rd as well, so they're going to have top 3 slowly breaking away, but breakaways on Cheeseland, we all know, are actually a joke and mean pretty much nothing. As you'll most likely see at least one shock and play this race. Fufu's trying to come up, but he does get redded by the reds LSR held. He still has another one too. We do see the blue shell coming. LSR does get hit by the triple greens. Fufu gets hit in the collateral. He's going to try to fire him as well. So Heya does get hit by the blue. Ace T-Man will take first. Not getting the shock vibes yet, to be honest. which is interesting. We haven't had a shock all war, so if it ended up on a shockless cheese land, that would kind of be funny as well. So we'll see someone doing with the Bill strat coming up, which is pretty good. Darky's probably going to golden up here. LSR has a star in pocket, so he can maybe go for a dodge to dodge a shock here, which is pretty nice to have, at least a star, or having the bullet bill. The set is the best option, but having that to grind. So there is another blue shell coming up. This might be just a lot of blues pulled and no shock, as the blue shell and the shock are more common to get when you have someone bagging at the back there. You see NVGS doing the Bill strat. Remember everyone, Bill goes tight. Just a shout out to the tight Bill. And it looks like we might be getting a shockless race here. Everyone's just coming up in Bills and blue shells happening, so LSR will just do the dirty double here to end it. Try to cheese a couple spots. He doesn't able to get around Fufu. So he will drop a couple spots, but I believe it was mostly to his teammates, so it's not a huge deal. And Darky will pull out the W at the end. Miki does grind for the 120 there. It's good performance by him. Ace Team Man's always up there with the 105. So MY ended up winning by 134 points. It's a very good performance by MY overall. They held their top spots. It seemed like Miki and Ace were kind of in top 2 for like at least half of the war. So it's a very strong performance overall by MY. And so that will eliminate AU from the tournament completely. And MY will be going forward to be playing Dijulo, which I believe is actually happening in 15 minutes, unless I'm incorrect. But I believe the next round of losers is happening at the hour. So that's about all we got for today. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I hope the cast was fine. If you have any feedback or criticisms, feel free to let me know. And just remember that this is hosted by MK Central, so you can check out mkcentral.com for any tournaments, individuals, team-based stuff like that. They got a Discord, the lounges. We got a lot going on here to try to keep have the Mario Kart scene growing. And yeah, that'll be everything. So hope everyone has a great weekend and stay classy.